Hello, farmers, and welcome to another episode of the harvest season. My name is Al, and it's just me today, so I hope you're all going to cope with just hearing my voice. Letting everyone else have a bit of a rest, and it's been a busy time, and I want to cover some new games that I've found, new farming games that I've found, some of which are already out, some of which are coming out, Kickstarters, that sort of stuff. I've found a whole bunch of them over the last few weeks, and instead of petering them out here and there, I thought I'd do a whole episode covering them. So it's not going to be a hugely long episode, but hopefully a good amount of content. And if you're interested in any of these games, obviously there will be links in the show notes. First of all, before that, we'll have a bit of news, a wee bit of news concerning stuff that we have about games we already know about, and I guess I'll talk about what I've been playing as well. So I've been playing some more Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I've been doing some shiny hunting with that, and I've actually been playing almost on a daily basis Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is interesting. I've been enjoying just doing little bits here and there. I still struggle to just do it for 20 minutes or whatever. I still end up playing it for like an hour or so. And the startup time is still annoying me. I really wish I could get it loaded in memory, so I don't have to have that massive startup time. But I guess it's I'm getting through a bunch of other stuff. I've got loads of the gyroids now. I've been doing the trying to put my island back to how I want it to be, because I'd turned it into a water island to get my rocks where I want them to be. Just a whole bunch of little things. I've been using some amiibo cards to replace all my villagers, so I've nearly finished that. I'm on my second last village that I want, and then I'll have exactly the roster of villagers that I want. So that'll be fun. And I'm looking forward to the Pokemon Legends Arceus coming out on Friday. So if you're also looking forward to that, I'll probably be playing it over the next couple of weeks. That's not what I have been playing. It's what I've been thinking about, because I'm really looking forward to it now. We've got a few bits of news before we get into the brand new games. First of all, is we've got a new Rune Factory 5 trailer. I'll obviously link that in the show notes, but it's got a bunch of information, some shots and stuff in English, obviously. Kind of going over some of the story beats, it looks interesting. I can't help but feel like the trailer looks better than the gameplay that I've seen, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I just feel like they could probably do a bit better with this game by making it more stylistic rather than kind of just a generic 3D game. But I'll try and hold judgment until I've actually played the game. I have put in a pre-order for this game now, because let's be honest, of course I'm going to buy it and play it. And we'll see how that goes. Next, we have a release date announcement for Village Monsters. It is finally coming out after 5 years of development and about 3 years of thinking it's coming out soon. It will be releasing on the 16th of February 2022. So that's exciting. That's on Steam and itch.io. Links again in the show notes if you're looking for that. They've also said that the console versions will be coming later this year, so that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to finally playing it. I could have played it at any point, because I bought it months ago, but I didn't play it at all, and it got to the point where I was like, I just want to play the final version now. So yeah, we'll see how that is. Next, we have the information that Farmville 3 is now out worldwide. This actually happened a couple of months ago, but I didn't notice it until recently. Mainly because it's been out in the UK for months. So I was hardly paying attention. But yeah, it's finally out. In America, for most of you, is probably where you are. It's finally out there for... It should. I think it's out worldwide. I haven't actually confirmed it's out in every country, but it's certainly out in America, and it was already out in a large number of countries. So if you've been looking to play it, then go get it. I know that Cody's already downloaded it. and is a little bit obsessed with it. So I guess we'll have to do an episode on that at some point. And the last bit of ongoing news before the new games is we've got a couple of little teasers for the Chibig Presents, which is on the 2nd of February, which is next week, I think, very soon. So the first one is it's a very small GIF of one of the characters from from a screenshot that you saw previously, which was the one that looked like a little witch or mage or something. This character is seen in this GIF on what looks like a broom speeding over a beach, flying not very high in the air, but a little bit in a tropical setting, which is an interesting combination of things there, I have to say. A tropical witch sounds interesting. So hopefully in the next episode we'll have some more to update you on this one. And the other one is what looks very much like just a different style of game, but very similar in setting to Summer in Mara, and a character that looks very much like Koa, but a kind of Chibig Koa. I mean, I don't think there's a huge amount I can say, but it definitely looks like Koa in the screenshot. But it's a very different style, which is interesting. I look forward to seeing what they're doing. So we will definitely cover any and all announcements in the Chibig Presents, which is on the 2nd of February, exactly 1 week from release of this episode. So we will see how that goes. So that's all the news I've got for you just now. So I want to chat through a bunch of games that I have come across recently. I'm not going to spend too much time on any of them, but I just wanted to give them a little bit of time rather than just kind of shoving them into an existing episode as news. So the first one is, I think it's pronounced Drae Ascaria. This is a cozy magical adventure RPG with farm sim elements. Explore, gather, craft, fight, coming soon to Kickstarter. So we don't have a huge amount in terms of footage or anything like that, but some screenshots and little teaser gifs and stuff. It looks quite interesting in terms of its art style. I quite like how it looks. It looks like it's probably going to be a full 3D game. I mean, there's very little else to know about it. I mean, they launched a Twitter on the 1st of January, and they've done like 10 tweets or something. So there's not a huge amount to go on, but it looks interesting. The Kickstarter page is up for notifications, but obviously it doesn't have anything on it other than one image. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll obviously keep covering that when information comes out, but it looks interesting-ish. I mean, as interesting as anything can look when you've got like 2 screenshots to go with. The next game is Chicken Journey. This game says, play as an adorable chicken in this relaxing platformer. Jump, climb, and solve puzzles to find the answer to the ultimate question chicken can answer. So, not really a farming game, but because you're playing as a chicken, I kind of feel like I want to cover it a little bit. So yeah, it's a chicken platformer with puzzles and no combat. So, you know, it's designed to be a relaxing platformer, 2D platformer, which, you know, definitely fits with our ethos, even if it's not technically a farming game. It looks quite nice. It's a kind of pixel art style, reasonably kind of colourful. There's a few screenshots. I like the look of it. Again, we'll keep an eye on that one. Next, we have Mossfield Origins. Mossfield Origins is a relaxed, small, cozy city builder style game where everything is built from the same foundation and upgraded via a tech tree. So again, not technically a farming game. It's a city builder, but it feels very kind of farming game-esque in a lot of its gameplay. And it's really nice looking. It's kind of got this kind of orange tint to it in a kind of futuristic type way. And I really liked the tech tree angle to it. So you build a foundation for a building, and then you turn it into whatever building you want using the tech tree. So you don't go, oh, I want this building here and that building there. You say, I want a building here and a building there, and you decide what you want it to be, upgrading it. Which kind of implies to me that you can kind of have half and half buildings, or like maybe you have to get to a certain type, you have to upgrade it in a specific way through the tree, rather than just like, I want this to be power generation or whatever. So it sounds quite interesting. Yeah. So again, we will cover that as we get more information. I should note that none of these have dates on them. So obviously we'll post any information when we get updates on them. The next one is called Moonhaven. This is so I'll just read out the blurb it has. You awake on the beach of a haunted island, hungry and alone. Farm, fish, hunt and gather to survive the harsh winters. Help rebuild the town of Moonhaven, build a home and life for yourself in this survival life sim game. This one says it's planned to be released in 2023. And yeah, I mean, you probably get everything you do from that blurb. The art style is pixel artist-ish. It's not the best looking game I've ever seen, but I certainly don't hate it. And obviously it's, still over a year away from release. I do have a little issue in that this is called Moonhaven. We already have a game called Sunhaven. I'm definitely going to get confused with the names of these games. So that's definitely not going to help. But yeah, it will be on Kickstarter as well. So you can grab the link to that from the show notes if you're interested. It's apparently coming to early access in 2022, which presumably the Kickstarter will have at some point. Next, we have Above Snakes. This is a really good-looking game. It's currently on a Kickstarter, 24 days to go as I record this. So you've got a few weeks, if you're listening to this, within a few weeks of release of this episode. It calls itself a Western-inspired survival-based building game. Craft your world by placing isometric tiles and explore various biomes. So the interesting thing about this, as you may have gathered in what it was saying, is you place your own isometric tiles onto this to expand your map, which is quite cool. I quite like the sound of that. This idea of it's not a procedurally generated or a pre-generated game. You're building it up yourself. Presumably you'll have limits in what you can do. Yes, it says you'll need to make strategic choices regarding when and where to expand your world, as you have a limited selection of tiles, with some being more rare than others. So that sounds quite interesting to me. Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice as well. It's currently estimated that the early access, I think, releases in March this year. Pre-alpha is what they're calling it, apparently, which you'll get from the lowest level of Kickstarter. You don't need to do a high level one to get that. So yeah, if you want to look at that, there's obviously a lot of information about this game in the Kickstarter. And it's got the standard things about farming and crafting and building, but this map idea looks really unique and interesting. It's got quite a good building, what looks like a good building system as well for your house and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of looks fun. Also, there's a bear with like big teeth, and what looks like zombies. Why are there zombies? Zombies just randomly turn up in games that you don't expect them in. Maybe I should do a podcast about that. Games that have zombies that you wouldn't expect them. Yeah. A bunch of different biomes, which you can put wherever you want. Presumably they have different things in them that you might want to get, so you might want to place them in interesting ways. As of this point, it's currently Steam only, but it looks like they want to do console, and it's locked behind possibly a stretch goal, but they don't detail that at this point. So it's not too far from its goal, which is good, and still a few weeks to go. So I think it's going to hit its goal based on where it's at, but exactly how high it'll go is to be confirmed. So yeah, if you want to have a look at that, then that will also be in the show notes. Next, we have Moonstone Island. This is a gorgeous looking, very bright 2D game. The blurb for this is, following your village's tradition for alchemy training, you've moved out to spend a year away from home, armed with simple tools, alchemical recipes. Wow, I struggled with that word. And the ability to tame nature spirits. You set out to start your new life. Can you create a home and bring prosperity back to the Moonstone Islands? So kind of 2D, I guess, crafting survival game, and you're an alchemist. It's apparently an island in the sky, and I'm sure you can figure out the rest. It looks really nice and fun. There does seem to be a battle element to it with taming the wild spirits, which looks to be possibly a deck building game. Yes, an open world deck builder with 120 islands to explore, apparently. That's a lot of buzzwords in this one. It looks really nice. There's even a video trailer for it, which looks really good. Creature collecting, farming, deck building, open world game. There's a lot happening in this game. And it is coming to Steam for PC and Mac, and it's also coming to Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. So get on that if you're looking to get it. Can you believe that I speak into a microphone on a regular basis and people actually apparently want to listen to me? Again, links in the show notes, and we'll keep an eye on it. The final game I want to talk about is called Garden of the Sea, and this is a VR game. I kid you not. This is the blurb for this one is: you wake up on a small island in a magical world, grow your garden, nurture local creatures, furnish your home, or adventure across the seas to explore more islands and gather new resources. This world is for you. Yes, it's like a gardening VR game. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm almost certainly going to do it because I need more excuse to use my VR headset. They've even got a bunch of accessibility stuff in this, talking about how you can play it seated, standing up, or lying down. There's a bunch of other accessibility things. You don't need audio. It looks really fun art style, almost kind of Wind Waker-y in that kind of style and color. It looks interesting. I'm really intrigued to see how this goes, and I don't think there's a huge amount I can say without trying it. If you've been looking for a VR farming game, here's one for you now, I guess. And I will update you if I ever play it. So that's all of the new games. So it's quite a few. Obviously, I will add them to my list of games to keep track of, and we'll update you on any information that we have. Oh yeah, Garden of the Sea. I forgot to say that game is out now. So you can go buy that if you want. The rest of them are coming soon. And we'll keep on top of any updates on them and how they're going. So yeah, thank you all for listening. You can follow me on Twitter if you would like at the ScottBot. Scott has one T. You can follow the podcast at THSPod on Twitter. You can also find our website, harvestseason.club, where you can email us. I read every single email that's sent in, and I reply to most of them. So, you can also find links to other things, including our Patreon, where you can, if you subscribe to the $5 level or more, you can get access to our Patreon exclusive podcast called The Greenhouse, where we talk about some other random things. And in the next episode, I'll be giving you a little bit of a behind the scenes into some stuff. I don't want to spoil it. So if you're interested in that, you can subscribe to the Patreon. Thank you all for listening. I know it was a bit of a short episode, but I think a lot in there. Links to everything are in the show notes. And until next time, have a good harvest.
The Harvest Season is created by Rochelle Delaney and Al McKinley, with support from our pro farmer level patrons, Kevin and Stuart. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode. Thanks for listening.